What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Guys, survival games take us to a variety of different places, whether it's an exotic island, far out dystopian city, or just the desert in the middle of nowhere. We are left with no devices, and no friends, and no water. Anyways, that's why we're going to explore the top 10 survival games coming out in 2021. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first game on this list is called Son of the Forest. The original game, The Forest, forced players to survive during the day by building camp, chopping down trees, and surviving enemies that are trying to eat your brains out at night. Yum. In Sons of the Forest, players are going back to the forest to hunt down the evil entities that lurk within. In the sequel, you'll find that enemies are not only trying to kill you, but also trying to destroy what you've built. This next title is sure to spark a lot of interest. It's called Bum Simulator, and it sounds exactly how you think. You step into the role of a man who lives on the streets, and you could do a multitude of things, like become a living legend among the bums. You try to pawn off items to make money, gather gear, and make up a shelter. You also have bum powers like an alcoholic burp or sending pigeons to attack your enemies. Either way, this is going to be a silly and funny game to enjoy in your free time. The Day Before, very similar to The Division, The Day Before is an up-and-coming MMO that is set during a pandemic in the US. How ironic. The goal is simple: survive amongst the zombies and other hostile players, all the while trying to craft equipment, find materials, and progress further into the world. The more you progress, the more intense it gets. Can't wait for this one. State of Decay 3. An already very popular game judging by the last two installments of State of Decay, its focus is for players to survive various hazards in the world. In State of Decay 3, the devs want to turn up the heat this time around, making the game more challenging, and I really wonder what they think of next. Occupy Mars, the game. In Occupy Mars, as you can probably tell, you are thrown onto the planet of Mars, where the goal is to sustain life. You can do this a few different ways, like by gathering resources or mining goods for building materials. Occupy Mars is a mix of simulation and strategy, bringing something for all lovers of the genre. Looking forward to this one. A Little Devil Inside, coming out in July 2021, is a very visually enticing game with its unique 3D action adventure survival from an indie studio called Neostream. The game puts players to a task of hunting down and taking out creatures that lurk in the world. The devs have claimed that their game will have the same or similar mechanics of the Harvest Moon games. From missions that make you gather resources and going on missions to hunt other monsters, it's a nice mix of survival and simulation mechanics. From the creators of DayZ comes a little game called Icarus. In this up-and-coming free-to-play survival where the player is put onto a newly discovered planet, where companies in the game can bid on land and mine to discover new exotic resources. That doesn't mean that there is no dangers. Of course there is. Keeping track of shelter, food, and water is a necessity. However, you can do this with your friend through online co-op, and that makes it even that much better. Dead Matter. In this undeniably ambitious project developed by Quantum Integrity Software, Dead Matter aims to quench the community's thirst for a game that has properly balanced survival mechanics and the gameplay that feels just as good. Some key features include high-quality first-person perspectives, a map with vehicles, and zero pay-to-win features. That sounds pretty good to me. Dying Light 2, rumored to be released sometime around May 25th, which means that we're only a few months away from the next installment of Dying Light to be released. The game will feature an evolving and dynamic world as well as a branching storyline. With there not being an official release date announced, Techland will probably release it between summer and fall of 2021. which gives them some time to develop the game properly, and to be honest, that's a great thing. Undying is a linear-focused survival game where you play as a mom trying to teach her son valuable skills that can be used in the real world before she turns into a zombie. With a very unique storyline, Undying is sure to capture the attention of a lot of gamers. There's instances where the player will have to succumb to their zombie instincts and protect themselves and the child. This includes feeding on other members of the undead. Sounds like a lot of difficult choices await for you in this game. And that's all she wrote. That is her top 10 list of survival games that are coming out later this year in 2021. Let us know what you thought about the list. Leave a comment down below if there are some titles that you thought were gonna make it that didn't make the cut. Leave a like if you loved it. Leave a sub if you really loved it. And until next time, folks, Mikey Shines signing out.